Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the Gaming Roundtable. I'm your host Newton13, and with me today as always is Ryjan, and today we have a very special episode. We're reviewing our very first modern game. You've probably already played it by now, and you might even know what we think of it, but how could you know? You haven't seen the show yet. Infamous on the PlayStation 3. Does this game live up to all the hype, or is it just another sandbox we wish was that good? Find out what we think. Enjoy the show.
It's
Cole!
What's the matter?
My purse! He stole my purse! He's right over there! What's the matter?
Okay.
Come on, do something!
Okay, I got this.
You suck, Cole!
Damn you, fans! Damn you to hell!
Now the first thing we're going to be talking about is the graphics of the game. Ryjan, what did you think of the graphics of Infamous?
The powers look great. All the enemy designs are actually unique for depending on the zone that you're in. The city design, the people, everything made it seem like it was a real, authentic city that you're going through for a sandbox game. I think they did everything they possibly could have done to this game to make it look good. Graphics, gotta give them a 5 out of 5. What's your take on it, Nick?
The draw distance is amazing. The character model design is perfect, and it really does feel like a real world. Major props to Sucker Punch here. I absolutely adore the graphics. For graphics, I give Infamous a 5 out of 5. Now what about the sound, Ryjan? Did Infamous have the right sound to couple the graphics?
The sound of the game, from the soundtrack to the sound effects for all the powers, I mean, each power actually had an individual sound effect, so everything in a different effect for what it did. Thunder, lightning bolt, shock missile, everything in the game was just fantastic. Sound, actually managed to track down the soundtrack for the game, which it boosts the sound even more, so I gotta give it another 5 out of 5. Gotta hear what your take on it is.
From the electricity to the dialogue spoken to everything you hear throughout the game, absolutely amazing. For sound, doesn't get much better than this. 5 out of 5. As far as the gameplay goes, Ryjan, what did you think of Infamous?
Controls were fluid, powers were easy to manage. Getting through the game overall should not be a problem for any gamer, and any gamer should have a great time playing through it. It's not even really a problem, but when you compare it to another sandbox game that came out recently, it was Prototype. Getting around the city overall, Prototype, you're like the Incredible Hulk, you jump a couple miles and you can get around the city. Infamous, you're limited to, okay, where's the next power rail or train rail? There it is, now I can get across fast. That's the only gripe I had with the gameplay. Every PS3 owner should have this game. It's one that should stay in your inventory, and obviously everyone's following that method because I've yet to see a used one at any game store I've been to yet. So a 5 out of 5. What's your take on it?
I would describe Infamous as Crackdown done right. There's no really other way to describe the gameplay. It was rock solid in most aspects. The graphics and sound and the story was just phenomenal. The only gripe I would have with the gameplay is when you get to some of the later levels, we're talking like the historic district, there are a few places where you can literally just fall through the scenery. Unfortunately, there are some very minor bugs, and they're expected in a sandbox game of this stature, but it is a little disappointing because everything else is so polished, and it kind of brings you out of that gameplay just a little bit. Gameplay, rock solid, very few bugs. I don't want to give this a lower score, so I'm not going to. 5 out of 5. And now it's time for one of my favorite sequences. This is the one where we talk about what's currently going on in the gaming industry.
You know you're acting like it's down now. You know but you're acting like it's down now. You know you're acting like it's down now.
Okay, now this month's question is actually about a recent announcement from MTV and Harmonix. That is that in Rock Band, you're going to be able to upload your own tracks. This is pretty cool. If you're a striving musician, you'll be able to upload your own tracks, and you'll even be able to share some of the profits. But there might be a mild catch to this. Rajan, you heard about this announcement. What did you think about it?
Well, I think it is a good idea for MTV and Harmonix to try and get a lot of unknown bands trying to get their music out there. I mean, you will have to pay for it, but I mean, you do always, like, any band really has to pay to get a little bit further in the music business overall. But I think it's overall a good idea. But it's going to have some quirks to it, just like any other decision. What's your take on it, dude?
$50 for 4 months, $100 for 12. I'm sorry, I'm already paying $50 to be an Xbox Live subscriber, and although it's cool to be able to upload your own tracks, I'm not a musician. I'm just going to be looking for what other people have done. If those people out there are willing to take the plunge, I'm with them, but I'm sorry, that's way too expensive just for the hope that one of your tracks might make it past MTV's screening process. Sorry, guys.
How many people want to kick some ass?
Rajan, do you have any fun tips for Infamous?
My tip would have to be for the second boss. Not going to give a name, don't want to give a spoiler out. But when you're fighting the second boss on the bridge, it may seem like you're not hurting him at all, but all your attacks actually are hurting him, even though it doesn't have like a health bar or anything like that, or any indication. But just keep blasting him. Once you know you've done damage to him, he'll send out a bunch of little dust robots coming at you. Which also, it's another fun tip for the fight, is if you don't have the trophy for the melee trophy for the melee stunt for defeating 5 melee enemies in a row, then you can get that really easily because he sends around 10 of them at you. And it's also a really easy way to build up experience if you always want to build up experience off those little ones while you're waiting for him to recover from your attack. But just keep blasting him, he'll go down. It's basically a very easy fight. And what's your fun tip, Newton?
Scan constantly. All you have to do is click the left analog stick as you're walking, and you'll do a quick electrical scan. Now, when you do this, you're going to see several things appear on your mini-map. Blue dots are blast shards. You'll want to collect those. You can get more battery cores. And also, if you see like something that spins around the map and kind of stops and points in one direction, that's where you want to head to find dead drops. If you keep scanning, you'll be able to find all the secrets pretty easily through one playthrough. Keep scanning, keep hunting. Even if you're on a mission, just scan. You can always seek blast shards even if you're in the middle of a mission. And for my overall score, Infamous is just a solid experience. Why aren't you playing it right now? 5 out of 5.
Final score, perfect. 5 out of 5.
Everybody loves donuts. Lord knows I do.
So based on the scores between Rajan and Newton 13, Infamous gets an epic 5 out of 5. Quite possibly one of the best games we've reviewed this year, and possibly ever in the history of the show. This game is straight up awesome and highly recommended. The good news is, since it's relatively new, there's easy ways for you to get it. You could get it on eBay, but does anybody really want to sell this game? Well, I don't know. It's probably on there. Prices are listed on your screen. You can also get it to your local retailer for $59.99. This game, straight up awesome. Thanks for watching this month's edition of the Gaming Roundtable. Next time on the Gaming Roundtable, we're going to be reviewing another game. And here it is. We'll see you next time.
This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world.